maybe after a month or two, maybe even in 7.5 then, we see the already above that then comes for all other MTDs, so from 8 to 10, including the lower tiers, most
Yeah.
likely.
Well, I mean, going back to the tournaments, I mean, it was until its nerf, the Sheridan was a mainstay. Now we're not seeing as many of them. We do see them still on certain maps, especially Middleburg, where people like jumping up to that TD smacking spot, which is nice. But do you think that we're going to see Sheridan still making a dominant showing?
I mean, even already now we don't see dominant Sheridans anymore. Like maps such as Normandy will still see it because you can abuse the ATGM mechanic as well as the spotting capabilities that the Sheridan still has. Because you don't always need that massive view range that the Vickers had, especially on corridor maps or maps with a lot of ridge lines. Because you only need it with maps with open areas, long fields where you need that vision, like Canal,
Yeah.
that really prevails with camo rating and view range. So it depends on the strategy more often than not, of course, and what you like what combination you play. Because if you take a Sheridan, you already lose a lot of DPM and penetration, so you want a bit more, not too much alpha. Like the Sheridan has a lot of that. You also need some DPM, some reload speed as well with that, and pen. And as it's a light tank, you of course maybe want some more armor. Even if
Yeah.
the Sheridan does have some, it's just spaced armor. It's not a guaranteed savior for yourself.
Yeah, but
So we just have to wait here.
we have been seeing. I mean, the Vickers is very effective in the right hands. I mean, we've seen some of the pro clans running them, really well in the qualifiers. And is it going to be a tank that's going to get nerfed and not make it like it was anymore, or is it going to be a mainstay? Because it's very effective. It's a fantastic little tank, and you're right. I mean, the view range is huge. It's just massive, and it does bounce. It does have trolley armor.
I mean, to be honest, when you see it that way, the Vickers, if Wargaming decided to nerf it, it would have already gotten that nerf. I'm pretty sure because it's in the game for multiple updates now and hasn't received a change.
That's true.
So I'm pretty sure it's gonna stay or maybe get some slight changes, depending on how the statistics for Wargaming are gonna look like. But I don't think it's gonna be too dramatic. Maybe the penetration is gonna go down a bit. Because it's really high for a light tank. Like even the Batchet struggles with pen. And especially the Sheridan line, of course. So we
Yes.
might see some changes there. Not sure if we will too much. And I mean, I wouldn't say it is too strong. I think it's pretty well put between both light tanks as a third variety. Like you have the big alpha, you have the clipper, and you have the single shot with solid reload. So I think it fits nicely into that mix.
No, I think it does. I think it's a great little tank, and on certain maps, I mean, we played the other week in a tier 10, coupled with the Crown Wagon on a map like Vineyards. They're very effective, very effective.
Yeah, that's true.
So it'd be interesting to see. So I'm just looking at the guys. I mean, Gneis have got a win rate average of 66.92%, which is pretty healthy, and they're going up against I feel Slovenia with an average win rate of 54.84%. So quite a disadvantage. And Scanner Slow is there. I know Scanner Slow.
Well, he's there for you, not for me. I had Eco with me at the start, though.
No, he's in the team of I feel Slovenia.
Oh!
He's, he's
thought
in the
you meant
team.
it stream.
No. He's in the he's in the team, which is good. And they've already won. They've already beaten a clan called ZZ, 116-2-0, and the maps are going to be Desert Sands and Faust. So, Desert Sands is always a great map. What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
What? I mean, I know we can't say we don't know what strats are going to use, but what's your gut feeling on Desert Sands for both of these teams?
I mean, looking at what the qualifiers gave us, we saw a mix of both desert and city. And I like that change because during the meta changes, like before this current one, we either had you go city or like a meta of you just go city or a meta of you just go desert.
Yeah.
Like you see in the randoms more often than not, you're gonna go desert. And seeing in tournaments at least that both is a viable option is pretty neat because it leaves open for surprises. With the Kranwagen, with the turret armor, the desert, and the city proved to be viable options.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
some teams do struggle with desert sands for strange reason, for some reasons.
yeah, I guess it's because of the variety that you can work with. Like you make your own strat, but you also need to work against the opponent's strat. Like
Yeah,
just doing your own thing will not get you. You need to react as well to what the enemy does. If you can't do
absolutely.
that, even if you have the best strat, it's not going to work out. If the
No,
enemy
no.
has the best counter strat.
Yeah, and as you say, I mean, it's I've seen some strats where double mouse has been utilised and going into those areas in the city, and then capping out on the A cap with E5s and things like that. With sometimes 268 or even a Ho-Re sat in the back in a Vickers trying to spot up at C. And then, as you say, I've seen some clans, you know, leave a mouse and potentially another tank in the city type area, not even bothering to cap, and the rest of the clan rotate to the C cap. So it will be interesting to see how they deal with it and the meta that they choose. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, Desert Sands, I think what I've seen the most is, as you said, the A cap with AP5s and such, like maybe a 113, or IS7 both, which are only used for the fast forward speed that they have, because traverse both are awkward and
Yeah.
just terrible. And then, as you said, maybe one or two tanks into B, have maybe one Vickers that scouts just out C, to see what he can have. And just that's how it works. I mean, with the TVP now entering testing and
Yeah.
the AMX, which is presumed to be the Christmas tank, there's going to be a lot of meta change, possibly, depending on how those tanks are going to
Yeah,
be
but
implemented.
thankfully it'll come after the Blitz Cup, which is interesting, which is a good thing. So, with the current meta as it is at the moment, it's good to see the strats that people tend to employ, and as you quite rightly said, the counter strats that the clans try to come up with. It's always interesting to see. But talking of maps, which ones don't you rate in the tournament circuit? Let's put it that way rather than which ones do you think are brilliant.
So you mean which ones I would more or less dislike?
Yeah, the ones that if you were given the choice to throw away in a bin, you would do that.
I'd probably have to say New Bay. Um,
Really? Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
I personally I don't like playing on New Bay, and neither in randoms, nor any game mode, nor in tournaments. Because I can't really come up with a proper way to deal with it. Because there's always a counter to everything, so it's basically individual skill. And if maybe your team is lacking it or you have a bad day in communication, it more or less is decided in the first minute if you win or lose, which I don't like. Like maps like Canal with a lot of pushes, a lot of range, four caps give a lot of options.
Yeah.
It's also the caps being very close to spawn. So in Supremacy, I don't really like too much in particular. So I
I
hope we
mean,
can.
I mean, Canal is always an interesting one
It's my
because
favorite.
I mean, I always find that if you can get cap advantage on that map, then you're really dominating the game on that one, and it all then depends on how good the opposition is at pushing, and that's why it becomes a very interesting map. I love that map.
Yeah, Canal especially. More often than not, if the teams go and the cap is like one tick or two ticks apart the points, then you really it goes down to the wire, like to when it hits
Oh,
800,
absolutely,
it hits
yeah.
900. Because then a kill comes super important, or getting into a cap to stop it, like for just those 2 seconds to get
Yeah,
cap advantage and get out, but you need to stay alive as well, because else you just lost the game.
but on the flip side, then, would you prefer spawning on the D side rather than on the A cap side. You know, when you spawn on the side where you can take C easily on canal. Where do you prefer to push? Do you prefer to push from onto the C cap or onto the B cap area?
I just
Depending on where you
realized you
spawn.
have a Genesis in your stream title. I don't like it.
Oh, I didn't do that. That's autocorrect.
I would prefer to have probably the side that gets B, where you have easier access to A. Because I think with the top spawn you have more control over A, B, and D rather than having A, C, and D. Because you have a really far open ground to travel and open space to get to A. C is really easily countered by just the spawning position of the north, which for B is not that case. And also with D, you have a lot of really good passive and aggressive spots that you can work with. So I would prefer the north if it was me.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some fantastic teams fail to do an effective push on B, and some very good teams do a fantastic push on B. But it always seems that pushing from the canal onto the C cap is a much better preferred option. It just seems that way.
Yeah, because it's easier.
Yeah, it does appear like that.
At least in terms of strategic angles that you cover, getting to C is easy.
What about Castilla? What's your thoughts on that map?
Castilla's interesting. Let's put it that
I
way.
like the way you went.
Nah, Castilla's always been an interesting map. It's been in the tournament meta for long. One of those maps where you can use TDs in, which I like because I'm more of a TD player. So you can get a lot of control just from covering angles. Having the right spot positions is huge.
Yeah.
Getting to spots early. And you can outsmart your opponent on that map, so just by taking a lineup, you can fool them. So mind games.
Ooh, we've got a tournament room.
Yes. Oh, you're on the other team.
I'm on the other team. Yeah, baby. So yeah, quarterfinals already. Desert Sands.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Desert. I always, just for the last 2 minutes, I thought we're playing on Oasis. Even though I saw the name Desert Sands.
Yeah, I thought it was racist, but that's my fault as well. Interesting meta.
Scanner's in my chat now.
See, I told you Scanner was around.
It's Scammer, by the way.
Scammer, is it? No, it says Scanner.
Nah, it's Scammer.
SCAN. Definitely Scanner.
I'm just joking. He's already given up in my stream chat. He just said we lost. Come on.
Anyways.
Don't give up like that. But I mean, if you look at the lineup of Gneis here, it's pretty typical. Two T22s is pretty much the meta at this point, with E5s and the IS4s to back that up.
Yeah, pretty much traditional, yeah.
I think this is the most safe option in terms of you can do a lot with it, but it doesn't specialize in anything other than maybe armor. Because you have some DPM, but not a lot. You have some mobility, but not a lot. For example, those IS4s drag it down. Those E5s without the speed boost get quite slow.
Yeah.
Also in traverse, so.
But surely you've got to be thinking, looking at the two lineups there of both teams, you've got to be thinking that, you know, I feel Slovenia is looking at a city strat more over than a desert, whereas Gneis is going into a desert with flexibility strat, with the IS4s being able to rotate into the city if need be. So
yeah, I mean, with seeing those double mediums and the TD, definitely, I would say the medium could go to the ditch in the middle, but might get pushed out if the team does go C. Because it looks like the mouse play is gonna be over A. Maybe the Leo is behind the mouse in the B cab.
Possibly. Takes a long time to get a mouse over to the A cab though. That's the only downside.
I meant B. Sorry.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
if the
looking at it
Yak
there, I mean, they're favouring hit points. They've got a lot of HP out there. Jaegeru, 2 Mouses, 2 IS4s. Now a 113. That's a lot of HP to counter and to get through.
I guess this is more of a defensive lineup if
Mm-hmm.
you look at it. Because they could play in the corner with that 113 or 62A, like put him back behind the team. The
Yeah.
rest could go for the C cap. Maybe B with the Mouses, the Yak supporting that. It's just more of a
Or,
defensive,
or
like let the
alternatively,
team play aggressive.
they could YOLO the T62 into the C cap and then take an active defence around the C area to prevent the B cap being taken. That would be an interesting strat. It's an old
Yeah,
school
but
strat.
the thing is with the 62A though is that it's spawning in the desert, so it takes a while for it
That's
to get
true.
there.
Yes,
So the 113 could do the job though.
that's also true. That is true. It'd be interesting to see how they do this. I mean, with that heavy lineup, then I would have said a C strat, fast cap, and then force Gneis into moving onto you. But the two T22s, I mean, they've got some speed bump between them. They could fast cap at A. Easier to get
Yeah.
two of those tanks into the A cap than it is to get 2 tanks into the C cap. Methinks.
You know what I could see happen here? E5's going desert with the T22s, and the Ice4's going ditch to instantly cover on B to prevent a quick cap.
Yeah, no, that'd be an interesting one. We'll find out in about
Because
30 seconds.
I mean, said from what I've heard at least from the
Yeah.
other team members, is very good in terms of picking apart a lineup and seeing holes in it.
Sure.
So if
Okay.
you can, because that's something I would do. I'd have this lineup say, all right, we're looking at what the enemy has and react to it. And if I see they have a slower lineup, with especially Mouses or TD, get the quick tanks into the desert, get that A cap spread out on maybe the rails or in the middle to cover B, because there's a lot of angles you can do that from.
Oh,
And get
absolutely.
those Ice 4s down to be bait, maybe get pushed, and then to DPM them out, because they got way more than that.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the hit point advantage, it's only like 500, 600, 700, so it's not massive, but it's still a lot. It gives a slight advantage.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, it will just be interesting to see what we can expect here from both sides.
Well, as anticipated, I can see that Slovenia are moving towards the C camp. Although it
With
does
that,
look
we're sending all 5 heavies into the ditch here. E5s as
that
well.
is interesting. So as I said, I mean, I feel Slovenia have gone to C.
Oh, I gotta give props to Captain there for that blind shot. He didn't pen, but he hit the track of the 62A.
Yeah, he did. That was nice. And Gneis all going through the dip, anticipating something, but nothing there. They now know.
I didn't think they'd go this far, to be honest. I think they would have stayed in the ditch. Scanner here.
But this is where it backfires. As I said, I mean, the T22s, getting the 2 of them into that cap was vital, because now Gneis have the upper hand.
Yeah, but there's that mouse lining up for B, probably. We
Yeah,
see
but-
Oaken going back to the red line.
Yeah, but all Gneis have to do is just keep resetting B. I mean, they're in a good position here.
M1 here took a beating, trying to peek over. Oh, and Oaken now got punished. Not looking good for him. Scanner there's covering.
Oh, the E5s are just poking when they don't need to here, especially M1 Project.
Yeah, he has lost quite a bit of hit points. We see a good spread though. We have 1 T22 on each rail with an E5 covering. The Ice 4's in the middle, Gravy and Sad there. But their shots here are very good from the other team.
Oh, the scanner just gets a bit of a smacking.
Yeah, the Yag is quite cumbersome. Ethan there loses some more in his T22.
Yeah. But I must admit, I mean, I feel Slovenia have also put themselves in quite good positioning here. They've got the flanks covered, although Scanner is getting pummeled a little bit in the Jaegeru.
Yeah, he really has to be careful. The T62A is making his move now at least.
But the WZ made a bigger move. Oh, no, I thought he was going to cap it, but he's not.
Yeah, Gravy covering that angle is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Capping there. Or M1. I have of this who got a really good shot in as well. And it seems they want to put some pressure here on the north of Ethan and Oaken. Ooh, that IS-4 is getting really low now.
It certainly is. But there's a rotation from a mouse over to the other IS-4 onto the other flank. Probably looking to push.
Scanner here going into the middle.
That's a good shot into the mouse, though, whoever that was. I didn't see who it was.
I think that was Gravy here. Peeking in through the rails.
That was a great shot.
I mean, we've now got quite the hit point advantage for Gneis. After losing a lot early on, I think they've stabilized quite a bit.
Absolutely.
Now turning the hit points quite far around.
But now Shinky is going into the B cap. Thankfully, they get it reset. Gravy coming in and doing some good stuff there.
Yeah, the IS-4 in this spot is really good. Not the best positioning here by Gravy. Definitely be better. Some HE coming in as well.
I'm
Just
surprised.
to do that reset.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not pushing Oaken's shield here. They're 3 against 1. They can see that the other tanks have been spotted now.
I guess it's the cross shots that the T-22 and the double E5 on the other rails could do.
Absolutely.
If they cross, they
Oh, that
could
was
lose
a
lot
good
of
shot
hit.
into Gravy.
The 113 is also ammo racked here, so...
Oh, the IS-4's making a bit of push into the E5s. Don't know if that's a good move.
Yeah, Oaken just got a kill. Mouse is now out as well, and I think
Yeah.
Gneis has
Two
picked
down,
them apart
yeah.
now. Gravy's
Absolutely.
going aggressive.
Yeah. Gravy's got Saeed as well behind him. The T-62A is not long. There he goes.
Yeah, 113 is gonna go down. And just a really slow but very well paced game, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, getting those fast caps was vital.
That is true. I do think though they could have played us a bit better at the start, losing quite a bit of hit points there. They can get back on it, of course. Even there before K. M1 losing more than he did.
Yeah. I mean, it was a well timed game. There seemed a little bit of poking when they didn't need to really poke, which obviously accounted for a lot of their HP going down quickly. But then they seemed to settle down and get back into it. Are they really going to do that for the memes?
They are.
Fair enough.
Oh, trust me, Gneis does that.
Okay, well, this will be an interesting one.
You know, if they settle on something, they do it. For example, we also have sometimes it's pretty much a joke at this point, German supremacy. Taking full German tanks, like Mauses, E100s, Jagdpanzers, VKs.
Yeah.
And it works. It works out.
Well, it generally works because it takes the opposition by surprise. Which is always interesting.
And I mean, we have a lot of fun with it as well. So.
I mean, we did it the other day. Admittedly, it was only tier 6, but we all went out in togs. So, and why not?
I mean, it's just now a time of seeing how the enemy team is going to react. You see an additional 60-8 here.
I was about to say they brought in an additional and they've dropped the Jaegeroo.
I think they switched an IS-4 for 62, and then Scanner took the IS-4 that was missing. See how they're gonna react to it, because the Sheldons don't have a great pen. But big alpha.
Hang on a minute. Spartan Leopard, there's a 5-minute delay. They can't see. They can't see for one, and for two, they can't hear us for 5 minutes. So no, they don't know what tanks the other side are taking. You get to see it, we get to see it, but they don't.
Without having that ATGM discussion, let's have some fun.
Well, there you go. They're trying to find Scanner a girl by looks of it.
Just saying, Ethan is the imposter, the only one with the legendary camo here.
Well, the Sheridans, as expected, are going into the desert. And they're going to muller the T-62As.
Oh, there's a lot of missed shots already.
Absolutely. Oaken Shield's in trouble here. Everybody's on a long reload.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yok is going to go down though.
Oh!
That was a ram,
Gravy.
wasn't it?
No, I think it was a shot. Gravy that tried to ram. Oh, look at that other 62A. Oh, the rocket.
Doesn't work on the mouse.
Oh, now the 113.
Oh, the 113
This is just a
though.
bum rush.
It is. Poor 113.
That's what she said. Really low on hit points now. Ethan gets one in. And Gravy gets the next. And we have a tank advantage here. But we are lacking hit points, DPM, and reload. As well as just the penetration to deal with these heavies.
Yeah, but no. Holo the Wise and Gravy are pushing on to the next. There he goes.
That was a brilliant HE from Gravy there. Onto that 62A.
Scanner backing out.
He doesn't want to be in this world anymore. Bounces 4
Oh,
rockets.
bounces them though.
Oh, that's multiple misses as well. Holo here pushing in, gets one.
Good
Main
shot to
focus
Oaken Shield there by Scanner.
Yeah, just trying to focus one target. Probably here what the point is taking the most DPM out
Oh,
first.
there goes Saeed. There goes Scanner though.
If you look at it strategically, they took out the T22, T62As, they took out the 113. That's the DPM of the enemy team and most of their mobility.
Oh,
So
they're
they
leaving.
can just bum rush.
And
Of
look,
course
they're
you'll-
leaving the mouse completely. So now they're bum rushing the IS4. Bless him.
Yeah. I mean, if you are up against the lineup, no matter what you take, unless you got mediums, a lot of mediums, you're not gonna really win this.
No.
Because you're surprised, and if you're surprised, it's hard to come up with something.
I must admit though, I mean, whilst it's for the memes, I mean, the focus fire is very good. They pick their targets very, very well.
Yeah.
They've left the tank, they've left the mouse on B, focused the other mouse. Now they're going in for Shinky. Very, very good tank selection on targets, I must admit.
Yeah, I would have to say though that there was a lot of unnecessary bounces or misses.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're just HEing.
But you did say at the beginning, before we kicked off, that they were going to try and work on communication. Clearly communication's working. Whoever's doing the call and calling out the tanks is getting it right. Because everybody was focusing the tanks that they needed to focus by looks. So, nice
Oh,
through.
Ethan there with 4K again.
Yeah.
Said they're hanging a bit behind. And some kill steals here by Oaken.
Yes. But
if you check, some of them didn't pen all of their shots, some of them missed quite a bit.
yeah, some of them did miss. Some of them were a bit wayward. So RDX is next on the hit list by looks on it.
I mean,
Yeah, the hit list.
done quite well in the autumn season. So
Yeah, and they've got an interesting lineup. They're being led by Sinkia, good captain.
wait, don't spoil me. I haven't seen that. Yet.
Oh, come on, get in there. And Maceo from Appa is also in the team, so it's not like they haven't got any experienced players.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of yeah. Also in terms of win rate, you can see that.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be interesting. Oh, Sin is in there. He's a good
Yeah,
player.
Sin
Also
is in
from
there.
Ape, also from Upper.
And we're looking for Port Bay, and Naval Frontier is the decider, so always an interesting map, kicking off in about 20 minutes. So
It means it's time for more.
yeah, I need to see if I've got any replays. I'm doing a stream here for the double commentary, and I don't know if I've got any replays. I must have some on Discord somewhere. Come, Discord, save me.
That's why I have a tournament replays channel, which is still open, because I knew at some point I'm gonna need some more.
Oh,
So
I've
people
got.
can just send in their replays there. And I can show them on stream.
Boom, 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 boom.
I mean, I just have replays from Ripper. more often than not. Just community members. Nice
Oh no,
connection.
I've got a load of replays. Not necessarily just for tournaments. I mean, I use it for the coffee chats as well. But no, I've got quite a few replays running around nicely.
Yeah. You know what's also fitting? The replay I'm showing right now is on Wotb.
Oh well, there you go. The one I'm showing is on Oasis Palms.
There we go. What we talked about earlier.
The map we talked about got completely wrong, but hey, these things are set to try us.
Yes, indeed. Ripper struggling a bit with his teammate. He's in the STP, but one in the city, one behind the city, and two in spawn is not a great way to start things off.
Never is.
Yeah, you hate to see it. I mean, the games that we got so far were great. I can't talk. Great nice displays, though, of just communication when it works. Because you can make this work with any lineup, as long as you are coordinated. It can work.
Well, I was about to say that. I mean, you could take 7 Sheridans, and you're not going to come to the same conclusion that you just had. To be fair, you've got to be able to call those tanks and targets and focus fire and get them.
Penetrate.
Yeah, and penetrate. And as you said, it was crucial that they focused the T-62As, followed by the 113, took out their high DPM tanks first, and then IS-4s and leaving the mouses to the end. I mean, that's not coincidence, that's communication, that's somebody calling it, and that's a strategy. And that's good to see.
Indeed. I mean, you can basically do exactly what they did if you have the communication with most fast tanks. In slow ones, it's harder to do because, of course, you can't surprise your enemy. You can't bum rush like that.
No.
Like if you do 7 mouses, it's a slow and painful death.
Yeah.
Absolute annihilation and a bum rush.
Yeah.
And if you do it with slow tanks, that gives your opponent more time to react to it, gives them time to regroup, think about a strategy, and let them take positions on the map. Like what they did at the start of the game, most of them were still trying to get to their position. They were caught off guard. Of course, they probably expected what happens. But even if you do, you're not really sure how to respond to it.
No. But going back, I mean, the second game being as it is, going back to the first game, because their next opponent is a bit more formidable. Don't take that the wrong way, Scanner, by the way. They're a little bit more formidable. And there was a bit of poking on the flanks when they didn't need to poke. And when they come against some of these... Excuse me, well, the coffee goes down the wrong way. When they come against some of these... let's say, more formidable opponents, that they can be punished. So it's a concern, I think.
Yeah.
They need...
I guess it was also, like, it's the first game of the night.
True.
Maybe they were just screaming around. No one was paying attention. I've led this clan before. I know how that feels.
Yeah. Oh, no, it happens everywhere. You know, we see a lot of clans, you know, still trying to get into the game, and it's different. It's a tournament, and you know,
maybe you haven't warmed up as well.
Absolutely, you know, if you could have warmed up doing mad games or something daft. You just never know. But all I'm saying is, I mean, seeing them, they got punished a little bit in the first game, unnecessarily, I thought. To be fair, and you know, the next opponent is a bit more formidable. It's a different map, obviously, but you know, it's just something to be mindful of. You know, don't overextend when you don't need to, I suppose is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I guess this is an issue that you often have. You become greedy. You want to get that one shot, and you maybe just want to see, is there still someone? Or even if you know there is, you want to see, did he move somewhere? Can I get a free shot in?
Yeah.
And that's when stuff like that happens.
Absolutely, I don't disagree with you. And as you said, I mean, it could be first match nerves maybe, or it could be you haven't warmed up and you haven't got your eye in, or you're just a little bit eager. You're being streamed, and when you're being streamed, you're a little bit eager as well because you don't want to look like a noob on the stream.
I mean, M1 just made himself look like one.
Well, you can say that and get away with it. So yeah, I mean, Grade has just said in your chat the next game is going to be interesting, and I agree. I mean, it's a different opponent. They're going to be running a different type of meta. They're going to be running more pro-heavy strats. It's going to be an interesting game, and I'm looking forward to it.
Especially with this new team.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to how the Gneis guys cope. Hopefully, they're not gonna take it, buckle under the pressure, because if they can just hold their nerve, every team is beatable. We know this.
Yep.
I mean, this is one of the great advantages. Admittedly, they're all great players as well, but this is one of the great advantages that Win have. For example, they're not intimidated and they play their game.
Yeah, that's an issue. You have to put your mind to it, and if you Blitz is not just the mechanics get them down. It's a good part of it, but I think having the right mentality is a big factor. Like, if you're too overconfident, you're gonna get punished. If you're like, oh, I don't know what to do, and you get nervous, you're gonna make mistakes, stuff like that. You just need to be in the mind, get in the zone, and try to make. It's not about making no mistakes, it's about minimizing the mistakes you do, I think.
Absolutely, and waiting for the other team to make their mistakes and punish them for it.
Yep, exactly.
It's like, I mean, we did a tour on Asia yesterday, and we rolled out, I can't remember, we rolled out in Tier 10, I think. No, it wasn't, was it? Yeah, it was Asia. And I told them, let's fast cap, it was on Yukon, fast cap B and D, and then just come back. And the guys decided to push, and we got absolutely slaughtered. But we had the advantage. That was the thing. It was very, very disappointing. But it was because they wanted to show off their skills, and Asia's quite aggressive at the best of times. General gameplay. But it's a different mindset when it comes to tournaments.
Indeed, yeah. It's just how do you cope with it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's somebody. I mean, I was talking to the guys at GMA yesterday. It's a completely different way of thinking. It doesn't matter how much damage you do or how many kills you get. It's did you do your job that you were assigned to do?
Yeah, exactly.
And
of course, damage numbers are nice.
Well, absolutely.
But sometimes it's just there, like, here, you're the mouse. You are gonna try to stay alive as long as you can.
Yeah.
And then you see mouses shoot when they more often than not don't have to. So when they do shoot, they of course open up the weak spot, which is the turret.
Yeah.
And that's kind of contradictory of stay alive, in my eyes.
Well, it is, and it's quite interesting. You see, like you say, I mean, I see teams. Let's be generous. Not amazing teams playing a mouse, and not playing it the way it should be played. And then you see the pro teams playing a mouse, and they're playing it. Well, it's there to just take the guns away from everybody else. That's it. Get everybody focused on the mouse. This is why the pro teams avoid the mouse realistically in the first part of the games.
Yeah, that's the thing, though, right? Like, the one team get the attention on the mouse, the other team is trying to ignore it completely. But if you do, there's 3000 HP rolling towards you, and that's not fun to do.
No, it's not. No, it's not. But I mean, some teams do play. Like I said, some of the more novice teams do play the mouse because they think it's this indestructible beast. When realistically, it's not. You see the novice teams playing the mouse in the wrong position. So,
I mean, the better you get, the easier it gets to also pen a mouse, because there's a lot of weak spots.
Oh yeah.
Also, you're gonna notice that. Oh, if I just shoot below the turret with HE,
Oh
there's a
yeah.
really high chance it's going to burn.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain angles in the front that you can shoot, which also increase your chance of fire. You can
Absolutely.
shoot through the tracks partially. The turret also becomes a weak spot if you know how to position yourself. It's just taking apart these small layers and getting better at that instead
Well,
of just, oh, I'm better at aiming, I'm better at maneuvering. It's putting the pieces together what makes you good.
but this is what I've been saying because I'm doing a lot of tournament streams at the moment, trying to get people involved. Where if you play more tournaments, I find that overall your gameplay will eventually improve because you'll get better at aiming, you'll get better at doing the basic things like staying unspotted when you move, etc., etc. And it's quite interesting that the different mindset in the game for tournaments. That's why I think tournaments are fantastic because you really are forced to play as the team and do the role you are assigned to do.
Yeah, the thing about, or the difference, what you've just said with randoms and tournaments, in randoms, more often than not, you're going to see people hunting for damage, hunting
Yeah,
for those statistics.
absolutely.
Yeah, but in tournaments, you can't do that. First of all, it doesn't count towards your statistics. And second of all, you're there to win, to play more. And as you play more, you play against better teams, generally. And if you play against better teams, that means you yourself need to improve because they are also constantly going to improve. Your enemies are not going to stay the same, so you need
No,
to constantly evolving.
absolutely. And you've got to come up with new strats and new methods to fit those
Yeah.
strats and new positions to find where I mean, it always amazes me that they train hard to work out where's the best hold down position to overlook a particular spot that's going to fit an E5, say. There's a lot of thought that goes into the tournament side.
I mean, I don't think it's really that. It's more of what's the best spot to counter a specific location.
That's true. That's
I
true.
think that's also an angle that is important. Of course, I'm not in the scene of knowing how strats of the top 8 teams are done because I am not in those. I haven't seen those. Probably I'm not going to.
No,
Unless
same
Gneis
here.
makes it there.
Same here. I mean, we
But
only get to see what everybody else gets to see, albeit we have a front row seat from the streaming.
I would say it's more of that because we see this many tournaments, it's easier also to pick apart why was this done, why are teams doing that thing, and just seeing more or less the reason behind certain positions
Yeah.
or just tank choices maybe. Because, for example, 140, why don't you play 6-8? Because the 140 is more mobile, it has a better upper plate, the turret is weaker, but in general the tanks are more or less the same. But the mobility is what teams are looking for. If they want armor, they're gonna go for for T22 anyway.
Absolutely.
You don't see T62As in like top 8.
No, no, no. If they want mobility, they're gonna pick either a Sheridan or a Vickers. If they want mobility with armor, as you say, they're gonna pick a T22.
I mean, if you really need the medium, a 140 is the pick when it comes to mobility. Of course, there's the Leo, but that doesn't provide like the armor as well.
No.
It's more of that Russian aggressive factor that a 140 has. A Leo is more for quick repositioning, stay unspotted, stay low, and get that sniping gun.
But yeah, I mean, because it does have a fantastic gun, the Leo.
Yeah. So you see Leo now more often than not, which I like, on Canal or Normandy, because you can use them as snipers, and that works.
Yes, absolutely. And with the pinpoint accuracy that gun has, I mean, it's fantastic.
It's gorgeous, yes.
But as you say, it's a tricky tank to play. It does have. It is a very weakly armored tank. You will get the bounces, of course, but it's very weak. Just watching Wild Ones Alpha roll out in a Badger. Strangely.
The room is now open.
He's just killed Ripper for you. Oh, there you go.
How
Sacrilegious! Jack!
Hmm.
My God, they've left a T92 on 1 hit point. 1 hit point. Just one.
I mean, especially tanks with high alpha,
Yeah.
when they're on 1 HP. Like DPM, it doesn't matter. They're gonna shoot anyways.
Yeah.
But if you have that high alpha and they maybe just get that one more shot out on 1 hit points because you low roll, it's not only better because you did that extra damage, but it also hurts the enemy mentally, I think. Even though it is RNG, you can't control it all too much. You can only help to minimize the RNG that you take. So getting that is just, ooh, it hurts.
Just watching Jack in a Badger chase a T92 round a rock on Yukon. You can't make it up. Seriously, you can't make it up. Jack, we need to have words. Done some great damage though.
Alright. We have RBX.
Come on, Jack. Hurry up and kill something. We've got a tournament to go to.
Someone is impatient. I see. Well, we have our lineups ready now for Gneis.
That's what I mean. I'm still watching Jack.
There's a seventh player missing.
Oh, he's done 5,600 damage here in the Badger. It's nicely done, Jack. Don't stop.
Ah, never mind. We got the full team.
Well, I've got 2 minutes, so Jack, we're not going to see you kill the VK. Which is a one shot anyway. Let's assume you do. We're going to have to leave it there. Sorry, everybody. All 6 of you, I think. 8! I underestimated myself.
I got myself 12 people ready.
Gotta go, though. Gotta leave it there. Sorry, Jack. Good mastery, 5,900 damage. He did kill the VK.
It dropped by half in 10 minutes. Right, because no games are happening right now?
Yeah, that's what happens to me. So, there we go. We're here. Port Bay. Gneis already readied up. Still waiting for RDX. Only a minute and a half to go.
Taking a bit slower approach there.
So Gneis are on the north spawn. That's always an interesting spawn.
And it's again this really solid lineup that doesn't stand out, like 2 T22s. You got 2 E5s and 3 Ice4s this time. The last game, or the first game, it was a different way. But I guess this means they're gonna maybe focus on the city more with an extra Ice4 rather than an E5.
Yeah, I'm just looking at RDX in the way. I mean, they're not lined up yet, but the STB one, if the T22s go to the far flank like they normally do over the creek, then the STB can give them a bit of a hard time. And there's a T22. Macio may get into a T22. Oh, the STB's now gone. So, oh, mouse. Okay,
Oh.
That's a city strat.
I think that's more or less a B strat.
Yeah, that's a B strat. A B and probably an A strat if they stay with the T22. Possibly not looking for the C strat there at all. Oh, Vickers Light.
I think we might see a C coverage here. Oh.
I don't know. I reckon B. Yeah, we could be seeing C here with the Vickers Light going across. A lot of haul down E5s there.
I would say across, maybe just for spotting purposes.
Maybe. We'll soon find out in about 7 seconds.
That is a good find, yes indeed.
I mean, hit point. Yeah, hit point advantage going to Gneis.
I mean, in times like this, it doesn't matter, even when it's like 300-400, because it's one shot of damage. When it gets to like 600 plus, I would consider alright. There's a slight advantage here, but of course, does the enemy team have DPM? Do you have more DPM? Stuff like that
Absolutely.
is what you have to take into consideration.
Well, as we thought, RDX are going to see.
No city cap.
No.
Wars.
And the Vickers is going to spot, as you quite rightly said. And the T-22s are going across, as expected.
He's going to see them. We might see some damage rolling in here.
Oh, good shot into Odgen there. He gets the spots, and here comes the E5.
Oh, really good cross shots here so far.
That's an interesting strat, sending the two E5s over to counter the T-22s.
Yeah.
And get the cross shots in. That is interesting.
They're harder and hold down, but that leaves you open to less armor at the spot where it needs to. Oh, sad here. Losing some hit points.
Though that's the danger though. I mean, the E5s can cross shoot across there and still stay relatively hauled down, giving the T-22s a hard time.
E5s are going aggressive
Absolutely. Now. They're trying to get these T-22s gone.
Oh, and I think Balwan in the E5 is going to get a cross shot here. Looking on their T-22s. They want them gone. The TPM is on those two.
Saeed is rotating round.
Oh, great here. Eugene is behind the lines now. In his Vickers. Has turned around here.
But RDX are bleeding.
Is on the E5 here. Yeah. We do see a turn of events here. Nice cross shot. Okay.
RDX are bleeding here. They've bled a lot.
Yeah. And Eugene is now getting pushed by Ethan and Phoenix.
Maceo looking for gravy.
Just taking the team apart here. M1 getting ignored and Oaken. But 3,000 HP lead. 3 tanks gone. 4 now. I think this is pretty much decided at this point here. This is the focus on Massido here.
Here comes Phoenix.
This was a really good game by Gneis.
Very aggressive by RDX. Very aggressive indeed.
I think the main mistake here was pushing the E5s over.
Mm-hmm.
Of course they wanted those T-22s gone, but I think they could have done that more over time.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as they pushed those two E5s in, they were open to the cross shots, and that really didn't help them.
Yep. Good, really good damage spread here from Gneis, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, look, and we even have 4 top 8 players here on the side of RDX.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, Ojan, Sinkia, and Maceo, all good players. Well, all the team is good, actually, RDX. I was surprised with the aggressiveness of their push, to be fair. But I don't know if that is testing this team or not. So we may see a different RDX in the next battle.
We might, for sure. Oh, we see a switch here. Phoenix for Hollow.
I mean, it's a risky strat, testing the other side to see what their weaknesses are to then push into the next one. But yeah, teams have done it. Teams do it.
In best of 3 especially, and single element, it's really, really risky. And can go down south, because the enemy team gets momentum.
Absolutely.
They get that more strive to keep going. Than
absolutely.
And we might now see the AB strategy with those mouses.
No, I mean...
And Andreas.
Well, there's no change to Gneis. They're sticking to their lineup. This time, obviously, they're on the south spawn.
Yeah.
Well, if that's going to be the final line of RDX, then yes, we are going to see a completely different strat this time.
I think Eugene is still going to go for that C spot. Might even go just for A. And the rest goes B.
No, I mean, with the 2 mouses, they might go A and B. And completely ignore C. So.
Yeah, I mean, the Vickers could maybe cap A early. The rest goes to B. Maybe the mouses are going to go to C, just hold everything back.
That's the thing. You just never know what strats these guys are going to take.
Exactly. And now look at that HP difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference now.
1.4k is a lot to chew through.
Oh, I've got the glitch again. Thank you, glitch.
What glitch you got?
Oh, when I rise too high, it all goes weird, man. No, Ogen is going over towards the sea cap for spots.
Oh, yeah.
Which is not a bad strat. If he can spot most of them up, that'll give the rest of the heavies an understanding.
This position is more or less to just spot C and give the tank behind, which is in this case Sun,
Absolutely.
the angle to reset on C with HE.
Yeah.
Oh, can he gonna take that angle? But he is now pretty much covered. Not even going for the cap. And we see an A, B really aggressive here with those mouses.
Well, they're going to take the cap advantage. Now forcing Gneis to push. Gneis have no choice now.
Yeah, I think it gives they still have more map control though. Even if the city is a bigger part of the map, you have way more angles from the top.
You do, but it all depends where RDX now place their heavies. Where do they think that push is going to come? Is it going to go left or right flank? And you can see here they're positioning for a left flank. Mm-hmm. With Ogen trying to get the spots in to see if there's anything down on the right.
He's gonna see those those 3 ice fours here. Oh, and Hollow is making a move here.
Oh, they're pushing into B.
Oh, they're going very aggressive here. Onto those mouses first. And the E5s on the other flank are making a move now as well. This is a pincer movement on those mouses, but I'm not sure if the focus is correct here. Because there's more DPM on other tanks. And less armor than that as well.
Well, you can see here, RDX are now bleeding Gneis.
That's what she said, really going low. It's down to a one shot.
Yeah.
22.
Now you've got the rotation.
Kiss me, demon!
Yeah, but look at the
didn't get the kill shot there.
There you go. But look at the rotation of the E5s and the IS4s coming in. I mean, the mouse did his job. Saeed is now a one-shot. Yeah, he's now a one-shot, I think.
Oh,
there you go.
Looking good for guys here. The hit points are somewhat similar. Still a 5-on-5, but the focus is not there.
Kiss Me Demon's about to go down.
Yeah, M1 he needs to be careful. He's very low on hit points. Misses his shot too. A lot of bounces and misses.
Yeah, you don't want that. That's allowed Kiss Me Demon to stay alive a bit longer than normal.
Oh, we see an IS-4 here going for the A cap and a B cap here as well for Oaken. They need to prevent that cap from going any further.
Yeah, but Sync here they're trying to get Captain out rather than reset. Now they can go for the reset.
Yeah. Gneis not trying to cap though, they're just preventing the cap here from keep going. But with the IS-4 and A missing, that's not going to work out.
No.
Of course they had to do something.
Absolutely.
If they didn't go for A, they would have lost on points. But I guess the main mistake here was pushing on the mouses first and focusing them.
Yeah, they would probably been better off pushing one of the flanks, knowing that the mouses were on the B cap. And the mouse is always going to take a long time to rotate back to whichever flank.
I think if they really wanted that push, like from the starting position, with the IS-4s going in, what you could have done is the other flank, which had E5s and the T-22, take the other tanks that aren't the mouses. Like they're shifting attention. So you could take that momentum and push those tanks out that currently aren't looking at you. Get them out, help out the other flank, and then get the mouses.
Yeah.
Or whatever is left.
Well, I mean, I have to admit, it was a great strat by RDX. You can't take that away from them. I mean, they played their strat well. They took the 2 mouses to B, which is always going to be the case. Fast capped A, and then rotated back towards their spawn, but leaving enough room so they could push through the center if a push came down that way. And it did, and they did, and it was very, very well countered by them.
Yeah, RDX played really well that round. You see double 50B. And our first Kranwagen of tonight with Kiss Me Demon.
Yeah, here on Naval Frontier, I mean, it's going to be an interesting one. You've got Gneis on the south spawn, in RDX on the north spawn. So, you know, there's some great opportunities to go all down. Is anybody gonna fast cap C? That's the thing. With those 50 Bs there, it's gonna sort of make you scratch your head a couple of times. I wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah. It's a really risky lineup here, especially since you do not have a lot. Oh, well, now we have more armor.
Yeah.
With that E5 there. Also some more mobility. Gravy in the SCB as well. We'll have to see how he can work his tank out. Also loves to play the SCB, so gonna have to see if he can play it or if RDX will shut them down here, because it is tiebreaker.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. This is what I was saying. I mean, I was wondering whether RDX played the strat they played on the first map just to get a taste of what Gneis were going to be like. Like we both said, though, it's a risky strat to play, but
Indeed. I'll just have to see whoever's gonna come out on top here with similar hit points yet again.
Absolutely. Well, there we go. I mean, RDX already rotating towards the C with overlook on the B cap. Gravy going up high.
Oh, Ethan here in a spottable position if he's not careful enough. Eugene here could have an angle.
50 Bs are exactly where I thought they'd be, which is why it's always going to... Oh, that was a good shot into the captain there by Kakao. No, it was Bauwan, sorry.
Oh, look at that Kranwagen position as well. That is really, really strong.
Really, absolutely.
He needs to peek up quite far over to shoot tanks down.
But look at this. The IS-4s are just trying to drag Gneis in to engage them at C.
Yep. Set has repositioned with his 50B. Eugene is rotating around. He's gonna meet the 50B here. Oh, Ethan is prepared. But bounces the shot, the first one. Gets in the second.
But they now know where those 50Bs are. They anticipated where they were going to be.
Oh, we're getting a push.
Now the Crown Wagon's coming down along with Maceo to take on the 50Bs.
Oh, yeah. Ethan is going to be in some trouble. They don't know where Set is. Now they have the info. But it's just two autoloaders. They are running out of shells here.
Absolutely.
And
Saeed is now on a long reload. Look at Ojan coming around the back. That's a great move.
Yeah. And
Saeed,
trying to buy time. Ethan is not going to be able to...
No, he's going to go. Saeed did well to get out of there, to be fair. He knew Ethan was going to go. That's a clever move.
Oh, we see some blocking here. Phoenix there. In the way of M1. And now the counter push here from Gneis up top.
Oh, but M1 really getting smacked. Sinkia doing some great stuff. Gravy may be able to take him, though. Not before again goes... Yeah, but there goes Sinkia.
Said he's straight hugging that E5 with
Andreas goes
a lot
down.
of hit point lead here though on RDX's side.
Absolutely. Oh, that's what she said. One shot.
The 50B is risky because now he's on a reload. He cannot help with DPM.
No, and they're going to be able to push. They're going to be able to push down onto Saeed. Kiss Me Demon in the Crown Wagons trying to get round with one shot left.
And Gravy here playing up top. Has to just try to put out as much shots as he can.
Kakao's coming in. Saeed is...
here going for the E5.
Down goes the 50B.
Yeah.
Gravy's trying to push onto Maceo. Oh, good shots.
E5 bounces there. Max roll for Gravy. Hit points are still close, surprisingly. Gravy here hunting that E5. Oh,
they need to get Kiss Me Demon out of the game. They need to focus Kiss Me Demon rather than Krakow. Good shot in by Gravy.
Oh, he's on 16 hit points here.
Gotta get the cranny down.
Oh,
great
nice
shot
by Gravy. And now Eugene is coming from the side. He gets the shot in as well. Gravy just needs to run. Try to.
Oh, Gravy could be in danger here as the Vickers comes round to help out. Yes, great shot by Gravy. However, Krakow, Krakow does manage to take him. Now it's
a 1v1 IS4.
It's always going to be a interesting moment.
Oh, he pens the first, but Phoenix could shoot another AP here. That driver though for him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, he
bounce.
bounces. That's
And
not
he's
needed.
ammo racked too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Phoenix
what's the
is.
character? Yeah, he's not going to win this duel.
No, he's going to get rounded now, Kakao. Good stuff, that.
Yeah. Nice HE from Kakao as well then.
Yeah.
Getting that HE onto Gravy.
Very close game indeed.
Yeah, it was really close. Oh, Phoenix there with 5k. Gravy with 4k too.
Really good. Close games. I mean,
Yeah,
look at
but
the hit
M1
point spread there. I mean,
yeah.
but again, I mean, RDX seeking out those AMX 50Bs. Oh, straight into a tournament. best for third place. So,
Yeah, I forgot about
yeah. Gneis against Zwak here on Normandy.
I'm gonna have a check on who RDX will play in the finals then. Oh, hello. Isn't it tight? So we have KFC here gonna play RDX. But Monic. Have not heard of them. Seems to be a new clan.
Yeah, but looking back on that, I mean, I'd have to say, I mean, if I was nice, I wouldn't be too disappointed with the performance. RDX, good clan. They've got some great players, 3 pros in there, top 8. So, you know, they took it to the wire. The second game was their Achilles heel game. The third game, the decider, they really took it to the wire. It could have gone either way, to be honest. So I wouldn't be too disappointed if I was Gneis to losing to them there.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna take it at heart. You always do when you lose. But I mean, it's always an experience that you can learn on, that you can improve.
That's true,
upon.
but you also have to take the positives out. You know, look at the good things that you did, not just focus on, well, we lost it because of this or that. And there were some good things that were done there.
Now we just have to see if they can grab that third place or not.
Yeah, let's hope they pick themselves up, dust themselves off, put it behind them. That game's over. This game is about to begin, so no point dwelling on the past.
You see triple IS4 here. That is very interesting.
It's certainly
quad IS4 actually.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. Okay, there's a brace of E5s which have got great gun depression, but surely the IS4s are not going to be going to the middle there. They're going to be going the D and the C cap area.
Most likely, yeah. I mean, there's always room to play the IS4 in the middle. Of course, the gun depression doesn't help.
Sure. But I'm
You
surprised
can
that
still be there, be a scout.
I'm surprised with the lack of mobility, let's say, that Gneis have taken for Normandy.
Yeah, no mediums or even a TD is very interesting.
Whereas you have a look at Zwak, they've got 2 T22s. Just gives them that extra bit of mobility to move around the map a bit more. They've got a lot of haul down tanks there. They've only got 2 IS4s, really. You know, let's be honest. So meta wise, it's two different strats, 2 different ways to play this map. It's going to be interesting. It's a very heavy lineup that Gneis have taken, I must admit. Didn't think it would be so heavy.
It is a very heavy lineup in the sense of just having full heavy tanks.
No, when I say I know that, but what I mean is, I'm surprised with the amount of IS4s.
Yeah, that too, because you don't see them too often. Though, like back in the days, the IS4 was the tournament tank. I think that spot is now lost to the E5 due to the consumables. So seeing more IS4s than E5s is interesting.
Yeah, it is.
But of course, certainly not a bad thing.
Like I said, I'm definitely looking forward to how this one's going to be played. Seriously,
You might see a change here.
Really?
Nope.
No, they've still got 4
Apparently
ice
not.
fours. No. They're still staying with the ice fours. Okay.
Seems that this is their lineup then. And it shall be the lineup they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's gonna be interesting.
Absolutely.
And let's head out to Metro Focus. Three E5s on both sides. And I think the T22 is the medium version of an IS-4. So let's say 4 IS-4s on both sides.
But that mobility does help on such a big map.
Look at the HP difference that the mediums are not able to provide.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Even though they
it's
have
a
good
full.
armor.
Yeah, it's half a tank.
Yep.
Half a heavy tank.
At this point, it's actually a tier. It's nearly a tier 10 medium or light tank.
Yeah. There's my glitch again. Go away, glitch. If I go too high, I get this glitch where it just scribbles.
Don't go too high.
So anyway, the IS-4s of Zwacky are heading towards that decap, which is to be expected.
Oops, he gotten a bit earlier here. No one is anywhere close to B.
No.
Those T22s also nowhere remotely close to a cap.
Well, the T22s are coming around the top part of the map. They've gone to where the TD normally sits.
I think this is supposed to be a trap by Zwacky.
That's what I'm thinking. They're waiting for them to push through on D. And at the
Especially
moment...
with those E5s in the back. Oh, nope, now it's the aggression. They're trying to push here. Oh,
Well,
but the T22s are spotted.
I reckon the IS-4s are a feint.
Yeah, look at that. Even Gneis pushing in with their E5s now, counter pushing. And Gravy here is getting pushed by 2 T22 mediums.
Oh, the T22's doing fun. That's where the mobility comes in. They can get round the back. Just like that. And then just farm. All those Kizzo's going to go down.
Look at the hit points difference already. Gneis with really good focus fire. First T22 goes down. And there goes the first E5 as well. And Ethan and Gravy both.
Yeah.
Well, now just Gravy's still standing. And Gneis just with a really strong counter push here. Captain as well, trying to get out of that mix.
Captain is in trouble, but the focus fire of
Look at Oros.
Yeah, the focus fire is a little bit better for Gneis.
There goes another E5 turret. Levix here getting focused. Phoenix is looking for the shot.
It's all over, really.
Yeah, 3 tanks left.
I mean, Booter may be able to take... He may be able to take Gravy down.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
he does.
There he goes, 33 HP.
But if they can get Hollow, then they're still in the game here.
If you look, they have double the hit points here.
Yeah, I mean, the hit points are totally against them.
IS-4s. Zwak did good focus fire, as you see on the IS-4s.
Absolutely, but it's just too much.
Yeah, they were a bit slow on the focus, I'm assuming. Heading M1 here.
Because he's going to go down here. There we go. Just Booter left. Then the T22.
Oh, Maxwell here from Zed. Oh, M1 not able to pen. Oh, letting himself get rammed here.
Yeah, he knew that he couldn't do anything. Bless him.
And a GG here. Too nice. Winning that first. Out of possible 3 games.
Well, looking at the amount of hit point, the amount of damage dished out, I mean, there's a distinct advantage there. The E5 of Wolf really getting pummeled.
Oh, he got focused really early.
Oh, absolutely.
Also lost his ammo rack, I think. So that was an issue that the E5 does have. Also the T22s. At least one of them didn't do what they want a T22 to do.
No, and I think what the idea was, I think the IS-4s were there, as we said, to feint Gneis to come through and push. but it sort of backfired a little bit, forcing the hand of the T22s to move early, and then the E5s to move in early as well. And I don't think
By the
it
way,
just worked
check
out.
out the damage of the two top scoring IS4s.
Hmm.
There's one damage in between.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. We're seeing a spawn change here on Normandy. One
No
of
change
those
in the
ram
meta.
maps with 4 caps.
No change in the meta though for Gneis.
Oh, certainly. Well, we see a player change, though. We see that's what she said. And, who was it? Oaken coming in.
There is a change in the meta though for Zwak. Vickers Light, but now by Buta, and a 268 coming into the mix by Vbix.
Alright. We see the TD that you usually see in corners. Or just behind the heavies that go to the C or D cap.
But it is a versatile TD, the 268. I mean, it's got trolley frontal armor as well, good mobility, and a really good reload. I mean, it is a good tank.
I think it's the most solid tier 10 TD.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what is it? Is it the E4 now, or the E3 that with the? It's a bit better now with the consumables that it's got. It makes it a little bit more aggressive.
The E3 has
Yeah.
the consumer.
And of course, that's also got a quite decent reload. Oh, there goes that glitch again as soon as I go high. Don't go high.
Yeah, food. Stop going high. The hit points as well. That's 2,000 now.
Yeah.
That is a straight T10 light tank or medium.
Oh, straight into the C cap. Trying
This
to
time
see.
a bit quicker here from the blue team. Oh, look.
Oh, but they've gone to the middle, which is interesting. And
they're
gonna be able to get some good gun depression onto the IS4s, who aren't gonna be. They've got elevation, which is helpful in that position.
shot. M1 there, poking into the E5. The 268 in a rather unconventional spot too, behind A,
Absolutely.
not behind C as you would expect them to be. I think Gneis is slowly figuring that out, yeah, as the E5s have yet to be shot.
But that's what the E5s are there. They're trying to drag those IS4s over to the gun of the 268.
Said here took a 268 shot, nice cross shot from him there. Good observation and very aggressive but here by Gneis, pushing on C. They want Levix out. And they're gonna get Skizo and Gyusu.
Well, Levix is very isolated.
Captain here right in the middle, M1, and that's what she said as well. And Sam here going straight in. Is getting focused though.
Well, yeah, I mean, Zvak have managed to counter and turn it around, but they've lost another tank.
Second ram kill here. So far, a game of ram kills.
Sage goes down.
Wolf here very low. Amarak again.
Again, the focus fire is a lot better for Gneis. I have to agree. I have to admit.
I think it's the aggression. The 268 missing as well, or not quite in the fight. Helping with hit points.
Gonna go down here. There goes M1, but it's still it's 3 against 5. I mean, it's effectively all over.
Double that as well.
And Zvak Buta's gonna go down. There he goes.
That's ram kill number 3 of this match. Can you believe that 3 out of the 5 kills were ram kills?
I'm just gonna focus Juicy now. Get him out of the game.
Yep. And then it's just the 268 left. Gravy already looking for that damage.
Well, Juicy's gonna go down there, so Gravy's going down there to try and take on the Vivix. Oh, well trapped. And there he goes. All over. Nice games indeed. Very aggressive stuff from Gneis.
Yep. It worked.
It certainly did. I mean, when you look at the hit points now, I mean, almost 7,000 difference. I mean, that's big. That was very nicely done. Gravy trying to get his damage count up.
Yep. Sweating a little bit there.
So, there you go. Nice get
Vivid as
third.
well, though. That.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he did some good stuff.
I mean,
Okay.
that's what you want to see from a TD, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, commiserations to Gneis for not getting to the final, but congratulations on coming third place. Yay! Always a positive to every negative.
Indeed, that is.
So quite a lot of positives there. No doubt they got quite a few season coins.
Yeah, season coins are always a nice addition.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was a good experience. A bit unusual doing a dual commentary. Of course, you already had that.
Well, it's a different experience because you know it's the
Of
difference.
course, I mean, it's a different person, right? But
Well,
I
it's not
mean,
just
you
that.
already had somewhat of a clue of how to do it.
Yeah, but it's not just that. I mean, the thing you got to remember is you're no longer commentating on your game as an individual anymore, and that's difficult to get your head around sometimes. Because when you're a streamer, normally you're alone and you're streaming the tournament and you're following certain action and you're calling things out as you see them in real time. And when you're doing a double commentary, obviously there's the tendency to go back to, well, I'm doing what I normally do, and forgetting that there's a double commentator, and it takes a bit of getting used to, is what I'm trying to say. It does take getting used to.
Indeed. But I liked it. I hope the ones watching as well liked it. If you have any feedback,
Absolutely, feedback is what we need. That's the crux of it. Knowing, get the feedback coming back so we can know what we need to tighten up on, what we need to stop doing, what we need to do more of, stuff like that.
Yep.
Because we've got big tournaments coming up that we.
Oh, not just big. It's not just
Yeah, biggest tournaments for the season, for the year, in fact, coming up. So yeah, we'd like to refine this down to a fine art.
valuable enough to show my face.
Absolutely.
Can't believe that I'm doing that.
There you go. Look, you heard it from him first. So yeah, your feedback is crucial, guys. If you don't mind, this is a practice. This was only a practice, and thank you very much, Gneis. I know you're the clan lead, but thank you anyway for allowing us to stream you, and basically be our guinea pig. That was very nice of you.
Exactly, and we're gonna do it again next week. Hopefully.
Absolutely, but and all those watching, both your stream and my stream, guys, seriously, we really need the feedback. You're the guinea pigs too, and we need to know, like I said, what we need to tighten up on, what we need to do less of, what we need to do more of, which bits worked, which bits didn't. So that's what we're after. But aside from that, I think it's fine. I mean, we didn't shout at each other or anything. As I said, I mean, double commentary is always tricky. And don't forget, we won't be effectively controlling the action on the day.
Yeah, I just hope it's gonna go well, to be honest.
Oh, it will. But it'll be like, when you see the football commentators where they're not sort of controlling the cameras either. It's a bit like that. But practice makes perfect, my friend, and the more practice we do, the better we will be. Simple as that, really.
Yeah, I mean, all we can influence is making the least mistakes, or working against making as little mistakes as we can. It does seem pretty alright. Of course, we're gonna do it again next week, hopefully. Maybe with a different clan. We'll see about that. And yeah, I hope it's gonna go good. And yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. Maybe what about you?
No, I mean, I've enjoyed it. It's been a great evening. And I'm just trying to work out, what delay do you have? I've got a 5 minute
5?
delay, and yeah, I seem to be
I
finished.
think
Oh right, no, you've got an additional delay on top of your 5 minutes, probably.
yeah, maybe like 30 seconds.
Yeah, because mine finished a bit before yours,
Ah,
weirdly. So anyway, but no, I had an enjoyable evening. It's always nice, and it's always good fun. Very enjoyable. Thank you very much. It was great working with you as well on this, Every.
yeah. And we're gonna have some more fun in the future, hopefully.
Absolutely. And with that, I'm just going to close down my stream. Thank you for everybody for watching my stream, although you didn't need to. But thank you anyway. Really appreciate it, as per usual. I'm going to close my stream down now, but I'm going to carry on talking. So thanks a lot. See you again later.
Thanks.
Bye.
See you.